Hi, I'm Gale Banks. Today we're talking about diesel particulate filters on diesel pickups. They've been there since about 07 and a half on all makes of diesel pickup trucks. They filter out soot from your exhaust, and periodically they clean themselves, and that's called a regeneration or a regen, DPF regen. What happens when the regen takes place? Well, the DPF, which would be sitting here, this being a tailpipe off of a GM vehicle, the output of the exhaust during regeneration hits about 1100 to 1150 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's really hot. We've instrumented all the major trucks and got a book on this stuff. Everybody who manufactures diesel pickup trucks has some way of cooling the gases before it enters the atmosphere. This particular setup uses a necked down 4-inch pipe. It's necked to 2 7/8. So the 4-inch pipe is actually 82% bigger than the outlet hole. Here's a good reason to replace this thing. Very restrictive. But it does cool the gases quite well. So you go from gases that are over 1100 degrees when they enter this point, fresh air is drawn in, comes out here about 6 inches off. We put a thermocouple, and we're measuring a bit over 600 degrees Fahrenheit at the outlet. So there you have the whole temperature thing that's going on. If we didn't have something like this GM device, and everybody has their own, the OEMs, then we'd have 1100 degree exhaust coming out right there. So the idea of all our 4-inch exhaust systems was that we invent something that's in line in the 4-inch tube and mixes air in the 4-inch tube well before you get to the tip. And we call that the Banks CoolCuff. What I've got on the table now is the back section of my 4-inch monster exhaust from my L5P. We do the same sort of thing for all the major diesel pickup trucks with DPFs. Our cooling assembly is different than everything else. You won't find anything like this from any other manufacturer. We call it the Banks CoolCuff. The CoolCuff is developed using computational fluid dynamics. So what we've done is we're mixing cool air with a flowing exhaust, optimizing the mix and minimizing the back pressure. So you've got a performance exhaust that puts out the same temperature at the tip as the stock stuff. Just for fun, we regened with one of the competitors, and we held a piece of cardboard 2 feet off the tip during the regen, and this was a stationary or forced regen, and the cardboard caught on fire. That's why you don't want to regen in a field full of weeds or in your garage. One other thing that we do that I think is really cool, we aim it to the side, and the design of our tip is quite large and ob round, flat on the top, flat on the bottom. As the air flows past, the exhaust coming out is blended with the air, and if you put that thermocouple out here, it's going to be a little over 100 degrees. I don't think quite 200 degrees. In other words, it's way the hell cooler underway, which is when most regens occur, and regens are happening all the time. They're more frequent when you're in the mountains pulling a heavy trailer and making higher power, and less frequent going down to the store to get a 6-pack of beer or some Diet Coke, depending on your preference. We've got the CoolCuff and we've got the blending mechanism. So whatever's behind this is not even seeing the 600 and some degrees you have if it's aimed aft. Plus, it's a damn distinctive look, don't you think? And our tips never go yellow. All the competitors who have some form of, frankly, half-assed attempt at doing what we're doing with the CoolCuff have punched little holes here, or put little louvers in the pipe, We tested them all. They're 250 to 300 degrees hotter than stock. And the tell is the tips go yellow. So there you have it. With the Banks Monster exhaust, you get price, performance, and safety. And oh, by the way, it looks pretty damn cool.